Welcome to Times News 24/7, brought to you by the Noblesville Times Online in living color from the Times studio. I'm Stu Clampett with your top headlines for Thursday, April 14th, 2011. Today's news is brought to you in part by the Indiana Poison Center. Children act fast. So do poisons. Call the Indiana Poison Center at 1-800-222-1222 for poison prevention tips and treatment advice provided free 24 hours a day. In our top story, Westfield City Hall was filled to capacity and then some Wednesday evening for a debate between mayoral candidate Russell Cameron and incumbent Andy Cook. The audience was ready to hear what set the candidates apart. Both candidates want what's best for Westfield but differ on the best way to get there. With the bulk of the questions Wednesday night focusing on fiscal issues, Cameron and Cook differ in approaches on securing the city's sustainability. Several of the points discussed are covered on our homepage and in today's Times. Candidates encouraged all potential voters to visit their respective websites to learn more about their positions and ideas. Two drivers are in critical condition after a head-on collision in the White River Township, requiring each one to be transported via air ambulance from the scene early Thursday morning. The crash was in the area of Indiana 37 and Florida Road in the northern part of Hamilton County. Sheriff's Office spokesman Deputy Vicki Dunbar said that units arrived and found two vehicles involved in the accident. Katrina M. Payne, 41, of Wabash, was transported via air ambulance to Methodist Hospital with internal injuries. Dunbar said that Payne was entrapped in her Mitsubishi Spider, but crews at the scene were able to free her. Curtis Head, 26, of Gaston, was transported via air ambulance to St. Vincent's Hospital on 86th Street with internal injuries. Head's Mazda had a small fire after the collision, but passersby were able to free him from the vehicle. Dunbar said Head was alert at the scene. The crash is under investigation by the Hamilton County Crash Team. In other news, the Cicero Fire Department's auxiliary hosts its annual pancake breakfast from 7 to 11 a.m. on April 30th at the Cicero Fire Department located at 1359 Stringtown Pike in Cicero. Tickets will be $7 and can be purchased in advance from the fire department members or at the door. Children under the age of 6 will eat for free. The all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast will feature biscuits and gravy, sausage, and fresh fruit. Here we see Larry Endicott look up at another child as he beats him to one of the few remaining eggs in the up to 2 years old area of the Hamilton County 4-H Junior Leaders Annual Easter Egg Hunt on Wednesday. This year's Easter egg hunt included 1,200 plastic candy-filled eggs for children to find. And here, Catherine Shell of Carmel finds an egg inside the 6 to 8-year-old area of the same hunt on Wednesday. The annual 4-H Community Easter Egg Hunt was organized and sponsored by the Hamilton County 4-H Junior Leaders. The annual Easter Egg Hunt is one of many events that the Junior Leaders host for the community throughout the year. And speaking of Easter egg hunts, the Noblesville Parks Department and Hare Chevrolet will host the annual free Easter egg hunt on Saturday at Forest Park, 701 Cicero Road in Noblesville. Children are invited to come and enjoy lots of fun activities beginning at 10 a.m., including a bounce house, airbrush tattoos, and a DJ. The Easter Bunny will also be making a special guest appearance to have some pictures taken with the boys and girls. The egg hunt will begin at 11 a.m. sharp, but if you come early, you can enjoy pancake breakfast from 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. hosted by the Noblesville Sunrise Kiwanis. The menu will be pancakes, sausage, juice, coffee, and milk, and the cost is $5 per person. Noblesville schools will break ground to signal the start of construction of the Promise Road Elementary School during a ceremony at 1 p.m. on Friday. The program will include the dedication of a wooded area that was donated to the school by Mr. and Mrs. Joe Reynolds. 6 children who will attend Promise Road will help break ground. The school, which will replace Forest Hill Elementary School when it closes in June, will house children in early childhood through the 5th grade. You can get a taste of Southern hospitality when Meals on Wheels of Hamilton County hosts the Hoosier Derby Party from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. May 6th at the Sagamore Golf Club. They're located at 10,900 Golden Bear Way in Noblesville. Guests will be treated to a complimentary mint juleps and can enjoy carving station as well as hors d'oeuvres. The Steve Elliott Band will perform and baskets of goodies, treats, and treasures will be auctioned. Guests can also enjoy virtual horse racing, best hat and best dressed couple contest, bourbon tasting, and more. Tickets are $50 and can be purchased by calling 776-7159. Sports and local weather with Paul Poteet are both up next.
Is that thing getting closer? Look how high that thing's going. Look out there, look at the debris.
Give me the camera.
No, just drive, I've got it.
Zoom in, zoom in.
I can't believe this is happening.
Oh, the size of that thing.
It's everywhere.
Are you getting this?
Yeah, I got it. What was that?
It's the National Guard.
How'd they get here so fast?
I don't know.
Pull over. Pull over.
Do you have what it takes to head into the heart of the storm? Check out NationalGuard.com.
It's Thursday, and it's time for a Hamilton County weather update from Times News 24/7. I'm meteorologist Paul Poteet, Indiana's weatherman, here in Studio B, and sponsored by the Goddard School in Noblesville. The Goddard School wants to thank you for what you did. You voted them the #1 preschool and the #1 daycare in Hamilton County in both the 2010 and 2011 Times Reader's Choice Awards. They're at 2291 Greenfield Avenue. The Goddard School in Noblesville. Call them at 770-7225. Well, the forecast today is nice. You got one more day to enjoy this beautiful streak that we've had most of this work week, and then it all goes away. First of all, an explanation of where it's going. High pressure at the surface, the center of the fair weather, well, that will move off today. And if you take a look at the map, you'll see it off closer toward, say, Virginia by this afternoon. An area of low pressure, couple of areas of low pressure to look at. Really only one of them has generated a lot of energy early on. There's one that's centered up around the Michiana area, northwest Indiana. Won't cause any problems for us today. It drags a frontal system and stalls it out up into the northern part of the state. So it'll be a little bit cooler with highs only in the low 60s today, say in South Bend, but most of central Indiana it'll be the upper 60s. And the forecast does include some severe thunderstorms that are possible through the afternoon hours from around that low that is centered in Kansas, all the way back out into Missouri and Arkansas. There you see some rain to the north of that, generally just to the west of Indiana, and then some snow connected with a low in Wyoming. Let me show you a satellite shot. That low in Wyoming has been really a focal point for clouds first. But you can see generally some moisture coming together in the form of clouds on that satellite picture down to the deep south. And eventually the low pressure will tap that moisture. Maybe some pretty good rainfall around here as we move through Friday afternoon and especially Friday night, and then just some lingering showers on Saturday. We'll get all of those lows off to the east of us by then. So rain over the next couple of days. In fact, tomorrow, here's a look at the severe weather potential, and you can see we're in the slight risk area by the time we get to, say, during the daytime and the afternoon and evening on Friday. So from about our area southward, at least the slight risk in some parts of the state of severe weather. On the other side of that, showery and also much cooler. Look at the temperatures for today. Look at this. Today across Indiana, upper 60s, close to 70 pretty much. And then tomorrow, just the low 60s as the rain moves in the afternoon. And then Saturday, yes, only the low 50s. And it'll still be breezy. It's going to get breezy tomorrow, and it'll still be breezy on Saturday. So with a big breeze, low 50s, not so nice for the first part of the weekend at least. Here's the forecast for the next week entirely from paulpoteet.com, and it does include beautiful conditions today. It should be partly to mostly sunny, and your afternoon high will be close to 70 in the upper 60s. Tomorrow, right around the low 60s. Chances of showers will be with us mainly in the afternoon and the evening on Friday. Friday night, wet, windy. Saturday, breezy, cooler, only the low 50s. Then we bounce back pretty nicely on Sunday with temperatures a little below average, but still back up into the mid and upper 50s on Sunday. And as we get into next week, low 60s Monday, rain chances, and probably warmer back toward the 70-degree mark on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Each week, Terry Ditzler and Connie Thompson take a look at current events ranging from local to worldwide, from touchdowns to teenagers, tornadoes to tsunamis, and ask the question, where is God in all of this? Connie is the pastor and Terry is the intern pastor of New Joy Lutheran Church, located at 316 West 156th Street in Westfield. You can email them at joy@thetimes24-7.com. The journey begins only in the Times.
typical Hamilton County backyard fight, a typical Hoosier Crossroads Conference nail-biter. So it was Wednesday evening at the Dunk in Noblesville when the visiting Fishers Tigers rallied in the late innings to knock off the Millers 7-6 in the first conference game of the season for both teams. Noblesville didn't lose in a typical Miller-type performance. Leading 2-1, the usually fundamentally sound Noblesville team couldn't do anything right as the Tigers rallied from behind to take the lead. Noblesville out-hit Fishers 14-9, but left 10 runners on base. Turning now to softball, it took 9 innings, but the Noblesville softball team knocked off Carmel 4-3 in an exciting game at the Cherry Tree Softball Complex in Carmel. The game was tied 2-2 at the end of regulation 7 innings. Neither team scored in the 8th, but the Millers added 2 more runs in the top of the 9th. Right fielder Torrey Price smacked a double that scored Brittany Burkhalter, and then a single by catcher Katie Harrison sent Price home. Both teams return to action on Friday. The Millers host Cathedral at 5 p.m. while the Greyhounds travel to Jasper for the weekend, facing Floyd Central at 6 p.m. And in track, Noblesville and Pike boys track and field teams ran to a 66-66 tie Wednesday at the Red Devils track. 2 Millers got double wins. Even Gardner swept the hurdles, running the 110 event in 15:53 and the 300 race in 41:86. Ryan Ferguson cruised to victories in the long-distance events, finishing the 1600 run in 4:33 and the 3200 run in 9:58. And Richie Sellers was the first in the 800 run, 2:05. Today's news is brought to you in part by the National Guard. In the National Guard, you serve your country as a soldier and you serve the people of your community. In the aftermath of a natural disaster, you bring food, supplies, medical aid, and most importantly, you bring hope. This is the moment to change your life and perhaps someone else's. Visit nationalguard.com or call 1-800-GO-GUARD. That's your local news for Thursday. For more information on these and other stories, visit our homepage or pick up a print copy of the Noblesville Times. For Times News 24/7, I'm Stu Clampett.